Everybody who's making Gucci Mane the villain in this Pooh Shiesty situation needs to listen to the brilliant idiots and hear what Charlamagne the God has to say about this. Charlamagne the God, from my perspective, has provided the best commentary on this situation. He was talking about the situation on his podcast, Brilliant Idiots, with his co-host Andrew Schultz, and he tackled another layer to this situation that a lot of people is missing, and why I believe Gucci Mane is 100% justified for doing whatever he did to Pooh Shiesty. Rather that's cooperating, rather that's telling, rather that's dropping a song where he lays out the entire thing that Pooh Shiesty did while Pooh Shiesty is indicted and fighting a case for doing it. I think Gucci Mane is justified.
And this is all alleged. I don't know if Pooh Shiesty did any of this, right? I'm just going off the stories I heard. I know that Pooh Shiesty wouldn't do that to a white man.
Well,
whenever you hear these stories,
well, let me ask you,
it's literally always the black executives getting put in this position by black.
Well, let me ask you this question.
You'll never hear name
One
a white.
story.
No.
What about back in the day?
Hold on. Let me
Which
ask.
one?
Suge Knight and who's the guy who did the
Vanilla Ice was
Yeah.
an artist. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the executive.
He hit it on the head, man, and that's why I don't blame Gucci Mane for doing a goddamn thing. Because these folks don't do this nonsense with people who don't look like them. Yo, Gucci Mane was at one point, I guess, a street dude, but Gucci Mane is an executive. He's a father. Gucci Mane is like almost 50 years old. Gucci Mane is trying to run a legitimate business. And Pooh Shiesty came to a legitimate business meeting with Gucci Mane and did some igga stuff, right? And robbed his business partners and robbed them white folks who was with him. And you trifling mofos still wanted Gucci to keep it street. Y'all don't have this standard for Leo Cohen. And don't get me with the, well, Gucci is a street man. Cut it out, bruh. Gucci was at some point in the streets. He done elevated his life, right? And you can't tell me what's street and what's not street. Leo Cohen and these other white executives be in business with the mafia. Y'all don't say, hey, man, because, hey, bro, they be doing dealings with the mafia. They be involved in street stuff too, right? Money laundering, financial crimes, dealing with the mafia, right? They are involved in crime too. You don't hold them to that standard. Y'all don't say, hey, listen, man, y'all signing all these street dudes, y'all dealing with street dudes, why y'all don't keep it hood? Man, cut it out, bruh. Pooh Shiesty wouldn't try that nonsense with Lior. He wouldn't try that nonsense with no white executive in the industry. And if those white executives put Pooh in jail, we would have said, man, what you thought was going to happen robbing them dudes, man? Man, what, you brought that nonsense to them white folks building? We got to give the same respect to Gucci's building, man. Right? You try to violate that man. I don't think Gucci is wrong at all. But Charlamagne the God really put into perspective how anti-black and, should I say, raccoonish these rappers are. Yeah, Pooh Shiesty is anti-black. Pooh Shiesty is filled with self-hate for the mere fact that what he did to Gucci, he wouldn't have done it to any other white executive, ever.
Well, ain't no artist running down on the white executive.
Well, the question I have is, because we can't look at it, it's only happening to other black people, but is there security in that, knowing that he's not going to snitch or he's not going to involve the authorities, right? Because they have the same street code. Whereas, like, would Pooh do it to...
I don't even think, if this is true, I don't even think Pooh was thinking like that. I think Pooh was just literally a person whose mentality is still that of
the street.
So
But
this
Pooh
is how
would
I
never-
know how to handle situations.
But Pooh would never do it to you because he knows that you're not going to abide by the street code. So regardless of
I don't believe that. I don't believe he would.
Really?
No, I don't believe that at all.
I thought you were positing the theory that it's black artists do it to black executives. They wouldn't do it to white executives.
I've never seen them do it to a white executive. Well, white executives out here with the same contracts. Who do you think the black executive is learning it from?
This also applies to the reason why Pooh Shiesty is even mad at Gucci Mane in the first place. Pooh Shiesty is mad at Gucci Mane because when his cousin who was signed to Gucci Mane, Big Scar, when Big Scar passed away from an overdose, Pooh Shiesty and Big Scar family felt like Gucci Mane didn't do everything he could for Big Scar, right? Gucci Mane didn't pay for the entire funeral. Gucci Mane didn't do this, and this. And when Pooh Shiesty came home, he felt like because Gucci wasn't, quote unquote, loyal to Big Scar, how he wanted Gucci to be loyal to, to Big Scar, he wanted out the contract and out the deal, and he went over and started messing with Gucci Mane's op, Yo Gotti. Here's my thing. Gucci Mane sent $10,000 to Big Scar's family. Now, should have Gucci Mane asked for the chain back? Probably not, right? But if Big Scar never owned the chain and Gucci Mane owned it, whatever, okay? What white executive you think Pooh Shiesty and Big Scar family would hold to the standards they're trying to hold Gucci Mane to? You think a white executive sending $10,000 to the family to take care of the funeral, you think that would be treated as, man, that's not enough, bro. What white executive is sending 10,000? Yo, these rappers died while signed to these huge labels, and these labels don't even send a flower to the funeral, bruh. So if Gucci Mane stepped in, sent a little 10-piece, the father said Gucci sent a 10-piece. To me, that's cool. That's enough. But because Gucci Mane is black, or because, he comes from a certain background, he's held to these standards that we don't hold these white executives to. These rappers die all the time. You think these white executives is pulling up to meet the family and pay for the entire funeral and do this, and this, and set the mama up with money? No, hell nah, bro. These white executives is looking at the bottom line. And if y'all don't try to rob these white executives, if y'all ain't bringing those street stuff to their doorstep, then why bring the street stuff to Gucci because he's black? Why do we do our own like this? Charlamagne is absolutely right.
Yeah, and by the way, I don't even know if his contract was bad. I'm just saying that there are standard recording contracts. You ain't never. I've heard stories of people running down on Andre Harrell. I've heard stories of people running down, of course, on Diddy. I've heard stories of people running down on Eazy-E. But you ain't never heard stories.
Clive Davis got ran down on by.
But we're not going to keep it street, is my point.
Oh, I want to know.
I don't know.
We bleep it. Who?
Lisa Left Eye Lopez, apparently, she claims.
Lisa ran down on Clive?
Yeah.
But that's not, see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that that's not.
With the crew.
Oh, she had guys with her? Oh, I never heard that story. Yeah. Okay, well, shout out to Lisa. She the realest out of all Lisa. You know what I'm saying?
No one ever ran down on Leo Cohen?
I've never heard these stories.
Well, why would you if you know that they're going to involve the law immediately? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're not running down on somebody who you know is going to snitch because you're going to jail, you could run down on a street dude because there's the chance that he's going to operate with the street code.
No, but to Charles' point, they've done that to Steve Stout, and he's not a street dude. He's going to go to the law, and they've still done it.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Steve got busted. Did he busted Steve upside the head with a bottle? You know what I'm saying? Because he wanted out of the Hate Me Now video. My thing is this. This is the most important thing that you can buy when you get into business, or what you can invest your money in. A lawyer. Get you a good entertainment lawyer, number one, so you don't sign a bad contract. And number two, when situations like this do arise, then you have your lawyer get you out of said situation or help you get out of said situation. Never in the history of life for anybody of any color will this work out. If you run down on somebody and say, I'm going to rob them and kidnap them and make them under duress, let me out of my deal, that is not going to end well for you, buddy. I don't give a
No, you're right.
It's not going to end well.
And I love when Alex, who's the producer, the black guy, when he says, well, they ran down on Steve Stout, he's not a street dude. So it's not about whether they think you a street dude or not. It's the fact that if you got the complexion for violation, they're going to violate you. See, when you're black, you're held to a different standard, right? Even though you've never been in the street a day in your life, you're not a street dude. You're a civilian, you're a businessman, you're an executive like Steve Stout. Well, they still expect you to live by the street code because you're black and you are in proximity to street dudes, right? If you're black and you're from a certain environment, well, your family members are street dudes, well, your cousins are probably street dudes, well, your friends are probably street dudes. So you are expected to live by the street rules. And if you don't live by those street rules, well, they treat you like a pariah. Even though these white executives have family members who are gangsters, have family members who are in the mafia, have family members, who have went to jail. These white executives also have been in proximity to street dudes. You think Leo Cohen, right, don't got some mafia boss? Like you think Leo Cohen, bruh, all right, don't got some, I don't know, Israeli mob members, bruh? Cut it out, man. Of course they do. But they don't be held to them standards, right? You're not coming and say, hey, Leo, you be with some, Israeli mobsters? You can't tell if we rob you. Man, cut it out, man. So, yeah, I don't feel bad that Gucci Mane told on Pooh Shiesty, as he should. To me, this sets a precedent, man. If you come playing in regards to business, if you come playing and violating and doing things to these black executives that you won't do to these white executives, you going to jail, bruh. And these black executives should get a pass. I feel like the culture should see this and say, you know what, Gucci? You wasn't operating in your capacity as a street dude at the time. I think that should be the new rules of the streets. It's only snitching if you were operating in the capacity of a street dude, right? So, for example, okay, if I'm at work If somebody comes to my job and violate me, I should be able to tell because I'm operating in the capacity of a gainfully employed human being. Now, if I'm outside on the block and I'm operating in my capacity as a street dude, well, then, I should keep it street. So if I'm at a business meeting and I'm operating in my capacity as an executive, I'm not on the block right now. So if I'm at the meeting, I can tell. If I'm on the block, I can't tell. That should be the new rules for the streets, man. Operating in the capacity, man. All right? If I'm at my daughter daycare and you come and try to get me there, I could tell because I'm operating in my capacity as a father at the time. Facts.
This is just a case of somebody who just didn't understand business. And the reason I know that Gucci understood business, because Gucci didn't go down those streets. Gucci thought that clearly they were having a meeting
It was on the up and
about
up.
some business. And then the other side allegedly decided to turn that into some other. I wouldn't be mad at if Gucci went and told, but I just think it's stupid to still abide by those rules.
I agree.
When you're so far removed.
If you're a law-abiding citizen, the
Yes.
rules protect you. If you're not a law-abiding citizen, you can't use the rules because you can't be protected from the things you're doing, which are breaking the law.
They still want Gucci. They and this is when you know people just want to see crash outs. They want to hear a story about Gucci allegedly almost getting robbed and then pulling out a chopper and spraying down everybody.
Yep.
That's what would make everybody believe the allure, the story of the boogeyman Gucci.
But hasn't he proved himself?
Yes, and he's also proved that he wants to evolve.
Yeah.
Right.
Go read his last book, Episodes. This
Yeah.
man has evolved on purpose. This man has grown and evolved intentionally.
Nah, that's the clone. That's the clone. That's not him.
Yeah, and even that pisses me off.
Yeah, I know.
Whenever a person decides to grow and evolve, now they're a clone.
What's Ross saying?
What did Ross say?
My DM Rose, what you think or how you feel about the Guwap Pooh Shiesty situation? I don't like it for either side. You know what I'm talking about? Guwap most definitely didn't deserve that, and I don't want to see this for the little homie Pooh Shiesty, but this is when niggas got to be educated and understand. In business, you got to negotiate, my nigga. You got to negotiate. If you was signed for 100K and now you got 10 M's on the table, it's time to negotiate. This how we do this. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody win. Let's go. That's how I gotta go, my nigga.
Ask the people who's online saying Gucci wrong. Ask them, what would you prefer that Gucci did? And they would try to talk around it. No, the ones with no sense would just be honest and tell you, man, he should have crashed, man. Man, listen, man, somebody robbed me, man. I'm coming back with the soldiers. Those are the ones with no sense. Like the ones with sense who understand they just can't admit to that. They can't admit to their stupidity. They'll try to talk around it. Well, listen, man, like he could have, man, I don't know, man. Like you got 100 dudes who love you, man. You know, you got street dudes ready to rob for you, man. You know, I ain't saying crash, but, man, listen, man, but the police ain't the answer. So what's the answer then? Right? They will talk around it before eventually say, man, listen, man, do what you got to do. Man, all right, nah, bro. The answer ain't Gucci crashing, bro. The answer ain't Gucci going ahead and doing something to Pooh Shiesty and then leaving behind his newborn and going to jail for some time. Is you crazy, bro? But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, then click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out why Ebro and Rosenberg is having a really tough day today, all right? They just exposed themselves really badly. I'm going to see you guys in this Ebro and Rosenberg video. If you enjoy my content, like this video and then click the hype button after you like it. That pops up. The hype button is the best way to show support and push our videos. If you love me, please, please, please send me a hype. You get 3 free hypes a week. I'm going to see you guys in this Ebro and Rosenberg video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.